What up everyone? Welcome to today's explain and review on the 2020 Kink Launch Complete Bike. As always, we want you guys to subscribe to our channel, comment on this video, like this video, share this video, and turn on your notification bells so that you guys can win a free parts package from us, as well as possibly winning a bike. Hang tight and we'll tell you more about those details later on in this video. So what we kind of hear a lot is, what bike should we start off on? Should I upgrade to the next level up? Am I big enough for this bike? Just a bunch of different questions trying to figure out what bike's right for certain riders. So in this video, we're going to explain and review the Kink Launch bicycle and tell you all the ins and outs. We're going to tell mom and dad why they should buy this bike for their child, why you should buy this bike for yourself, a little bit more on the expert stuff and why you should recommend it to somebody else that's starting off riding, and maybe some other little things here and there like parts and stuff like that that are on this bicycle. So yeah, let's kind of get into it. What we hear a lot is what comes on this bike that is different from another bicycle. I know every single bicycle has two wheels, it has a triangular frame, it has handlebars, a seat, and some pedals, and that doesn't necessarily make it a freestyle bike or a basic bike. So there's kind of different steps that you want to kind of attack and try to figure out on your own to see if this bike's right for you. So the first of all, what I would suggest is, are you looking for a bike that is just a cruise around the neighborhood bike? Yes, this falls in that category. Are you looking for a bicycle that's going to last you a while that you can upgrade, or if something breaks from jumping it or something like that, can you upgrade the parts? This bicycle, I say yes. Is it a bicycle that is built for a pro, or maybe going towards a pro direction? I would say not necessarily is built up for a pro. It's got a lot of features that make it ride like a pro's bike, but at the same time, if you're looking to be a professional in BMX, this is a great start, and it can jumpstart you or slingshot you into going in the right direction to become a pro. So this bike is, I would say, Kink's bicycle that they really want you to buy. They got a low-end bike, which they help out customers that are just starting off, and then they got this bike, which is the base level bike to kind of get you introduced into BMX and be able to upgrade without any problems or extra costs. And then they have multiple models that are above it that just add more aftermarket parts and stuff like that. So I'll kind of explain the differences between this one and the Kink Curb. So starting off, this is a Kink Launch frame. It is 100% high tensile steel. If you're looking for a high-end bike, you're probably going to want something with full chromoly. Something in full chromoly starts about the $500 price range, and that's just going to be a lot stronger. But if you're just starting off, which this bicycle is, this is a great start because it's got some key features that can help you, just ride your bike, upgrade it, and then if you decide to upgrade the frame in the future, it is easy to do that with just buying a frame, not having to buy any extra parts. So, high tensile steel frame. This frame's a little bit longer than the Kink Curb. It comes in a 20.25 top tube. Kink Curb comes in a 20-inch top tube, so a little bit longer. This one has a steeper head tube. Head tube is a 75 head tube angle, which makes it a little bit steeper than the 74.5 on the Kink Curb. So this one's going to be more advanced, a little bit twitchier, easier to get into nose manuals. Obviously a more complex trick, so the steep head tube helps out a lot with that. This head tube also has gyro tabs integrated on it, so you can just buy gyro tabs, bolt them to here, and put a gyro on this bike. So easy to adapt and upgrade and put stuff on your bike. Also, this head tube is an integrated head tube compared to the 1 1/8" threadless headset that's on the Kink Curb. So a little bit of upgrade on the frame, being able to swap onto an aftermarket frame. It's easy to do that by taking your forks and your headset that's currently on this model and simply bolting them to the new frame. So that makes it really awesome. Another feature that this one has compared to the Kink Curb is that it has a mid-bottom bracket, which are literally just sealed bearings pressed into the frame compared to the large US original bottom bracket. Some people call them the American bottom bracket. It's a larger one that you put one-piece cranks on. So that's a cool feature. Relatively everything else is really similar. This one's got a 13.25 rear end with a 14mm dropout, so that makes it pretty cool. It's got 990 mounts upside down on the seat stays. So very cool. Keeps the brakes out of the way, and you know, I mean, good solid foundation. So I would say if you're thinking about upgrading stuff in the future, this one makes it really nice for a $30 increase from the Kink Curb to this one, which this bicycle is $319.95. Makes it really cool to be able to upgrade your frame and then just swap out all these parts onto the new frame. So very cool on there. So yeah, let's kind of start from the colors. So this one comes in a raw holographic black, and then it also comes in a Guinness black, which the front end is chrome handlebars and chrome forks on the black one, and on this one it's black everything with the raw holographic metallic. You can't really see it from the video and it doesn't really do it justice, but there's kind of a metallic ghost, like rainbow, almost looks like a rainbow trout kind of color in the clear coat, and it makes the frame look, I mean, super good. So I think a lot of customers are going to dig this. I think they might even dig it a little bit better than the Guinness black color. So yeah, check this out. If you're interested in like a gunmetal color, this definitely is going to, you know, I mean, look amazing in the sun. A lot better than it looks right now. So very cool. Let's kind of go to the front end. So this comes with 8.75 inch handlebars, which are high tensile steel Kink human bars. This makes it real nice because it puts the bars up really high, puts a lot of area in between the bars and the frame to get your knees in there and do a lot of different tricks like 180s, 360s, even tail whips, getting your feet right in front of the bars and helping you get those tail whips and 360s around. So very cool. Another thing is it's got a top load Kink I want to say it's a BDR stem, and actually, sorry. It's an HRD stem. This is 15 millimeters, so it's pretty normal to what all the pros are riding. So with that top load stem and the little bit bigger bars, it makes it pretty close to a pro bike. That's what the pros are riding, a little bit bigger handlebar, top load stem, which is very cool. Another cool feature on this bike is that it's got a Mission tall headset. So compared to the Kink Curb has some washers and it sits a little bit lower. So with this tall headset space around here, it makes the bars a lot higher and actually gives your fork a little bit longer steer tube, making your handlebars a lot taller. So very cool on that part. Now down to the fork. This fork is it's a chromoly steer tube. So this centerpiece is chromoly. That's usually where your forks bend, if not from there, from the legs. But very cool feature having the chromoly steer tube right here because it adds a lot more strength and a lot more life to your fork. First thing that usually people bust is usually their front forks from casing on a jump and stuff like that. If you do end up bending these forks, then I would suggest upgrading to a high-end fork. But if you're, you know, I mean, jumping that big and going that fast, then, you know, I mean, you're bending these forks, you probably should be upgrading. You should probably be stepping it up to a little bit, you know, I mean, higher-end parts. So that's kind of the stepping stones to becoming a pro or, you know, I mean, amateur or any level that you're trying to get to. So these got pretty cool tapered legs on here. Notice how the top's thick and the bottom's small. And then it's got a little cutout right here so that you can put pegs on here. Very cool. Able to put pegs on it and make it real easy. With that said, down to the axle. This axle sticks out a little bit longer than most axles. This is because they're anticipating that you're gonna put pegs on this bike. So the added axle gives you a little bit more meat to put your peg on and then to bolt that nut to. So if you didn't have this extra axle, that peg is pretty much like a washer. So if you stick a thick washer on there, it's not gonna have enough meat to grab onto the axle. First time you land on the ledge, it's gonna shear these threads, shear this axle, and completely just ruin the hub. So very cool that they added the extra long axle. It's got big 17 millimeter hex head bolts on it, or axle nuts. Very cool. This upgrade is actually, you know, I mean, small, but I think it looks really cool. It has aluminum hub shell, and this one's a Mission Covert hub with the unsealed axle. So just making it a little bit lighter compared to the Kink Curb with the steel hub. This is a little bit upgrade compared to that bike. And it's got the same rim on it, which is a single wall Mission X7 rim. Another upgrade that this bike has is the 2.4 Kink Seaver tires. So these tires are cool because they got a knurl and there's kind of a street tread, but a park tread, and you could actually ride them on dirt. So all around, it's probably geared more to a dirt tire compared to like the Kink Curbs stock tire, where it has this one has a little bit more knurl. So if you plan on riding dirt and stuff like that, maybe suggest going up to this bicycle just because it has a little bit more dirt tire on it, but it also has the chromoly steer tube. So if you're jumping and you're prone to case in a jump and stuff like that, then you have a little bit more protection here, a little bit more added grip here. Another cool feature about this fat tire is that it's a 2.4 compared to a lot of the 2.125 tires that were on most bikes back in the day. This one's a lot larger, and what it does is it actually gives the rider a lot more control. So if you want a lot more control on your bike, if you want your kid to be able to control his bike a little bit more, these ones are going to allow him to get over and lean and just basically ride the bike a little bit more aggressively. You got to kind of think of the old school tires being like a 10-speed tire where you can't lean over, and if you hit a little bit of water, you might wash out because you got very small tread touching the actual surface of the ground. So these big tires are kind of riding like a supermoto bike, where it's got the big tire, they can ride on asphalt, they can hit the dirt, they can lean over in the turns and still be able to grip the ground and really ride the bike. So very, very cool on their part, just having the knurl on there, added grip, and also being the 2.4 tire. So let's get to the seat. The seat is a Mission seat, and it has a cool Mission logo up here on the top. It is a Kevlar style seat with like a black wax finish to it. One piece seat post and seat combo. The seat post is aluminum. Actually, no, it's steel. So if you're looking to upgrade, maybe adjust your seat. Maybe looking at upgrading to the next level bike like the Kink Gap. That one has a pivotal seat on there. It's seat post. So if you want something that's adjustable, but at this angle, this seat is really, really nice. Seats are pretty inexpensive to upgrade. You're looking about, I would say 20 to 25 bucks for a seat post, and between 25 and 35 bucks for a seat. So not too big of a price range, but for a few more bucks, you might be able to step up to the Gap. So kind of cool seat. It's also got a seat clamp, Mission seat clamp. Pretty basic. So let's jump to the cranks. First off, they got some big platform Kink pedals on here. Damn, I'm drawing a blank. These are the Hemlock pedals. That's what I was trying to remember. So the Kink Hemlock PC pedals, they have, let me see, they got 14 pins on each side, so there's plenty of grip. If you're wearing shoes like Vans or anything with like a waffle sole or like a line sole, this pedal grip's really, really good. You can ride these on, pro bikes. These pedals, some of the pros ride these actual pedals, so these things are gonna hold up, and it's on a bike priced at $319.95. So very, very cool. It's got Mission Transit cranks on here, and these are a 3-piece full chromoly crank. They got an 8-spline spindle on here, and then they ride on sealed Mission bearings. So it's a mid-bottom bracket. It's got a chromoly 8-spline spindle on here, and then it's got chromoly arms on here. So the 3-piece cranks, what helps out is it makes the ride a lot stiffer, and they're less prone to bending or breaking. A lot of the 1-piece cranks on there, if you case a jump or you land flat bottom or something like that, it tweaks the cranks, makes it really hard to pedal. You end up, getting stuck on tricks, and if you switch your feet, you'll feel one ride being super high when you're switch-footed, and your regular-footed, you'll feel super low. So that means your cranks are bent. So having the 3-piece cranks makes it super, super strong and makes it really reliable. So very, very cool on that part. And if you end up damaging these cranks or something like that, you can just buy a crank set and then slide them right into your bottom bracket and you're good to go. Or you could possibly even upgrade from a high-end crank set and it fits right on here. So super, super cool. This one's got the Mission Rank 25 tooth sprocket. So a lot of you parents are wondering, hey, you know what? I see the little sprocket on here. I don't want my kid riding super, slow and just spinning the cranks. This is actually gear ratio to the back. So the rear is a 9-tooth driver, the front's a 25. That gear ratio makes it pedal exactly the same way as a big sprocket bike. But the cool factor about having a small sprocket on the bike is that it's less material, so it makes the bike lighter. Also too, when you're riding on ramps, you're dropping in, or you case a dirt jump or something like that, with the big sprockets, you're more prone to hitting the sprocket, bending your sprocket, and busting your chain. So having a smaller sprocket really helps out with that, and it saves you a lot of money from sprocket to chain and actual labor to have somebody replace that, or a tool to fix it yourself. So smaller sprocket and smaller rear sprocket equals good. So very, very cool that it has this on the bike. If you're looking for a bike, I would definitely recommend at least buying something with the small gear ratio. So very, very cool on the gear ratio and making it easier and lighter for kids and just anybody in general. Down to the brakes. So it's got Mission brakes. These are a new style brake. They look super, super light. They're drop forged brake. They got good brake pads on here, and they stop the bike really well. I can feel from the power of these brakes. You can do skids down the street, no problem. So Mission brakes, if you want to keep them, cool. If your kid's asking about brakes and stuff like that, 99% of the kids don't ride with brakes, and it's kind of an option if you want to take them off or leave them on. That's up to you. We recommend if you're a novice and just getting into riding, keep the brakes on, try it out, see how you like it, and if you feel confident and you feel that your skill level is to that point where you can ride brakeless, then try it out. But to each his own, and just have fun with it. Back to the back wheel. This back tire is exactly the same as the front tire. It's another 2.4 Kink Seaver tire. So same thing, helps you lean over and get a lot of grip. So very, very cool. Now to the back wheel. Got the same rim, the Mission 7X rim. This is a single wall alloy rim, and then it's got a semi-sealed rear Mission C's hub. And what's cool about this is that it has a 14mm axle. It's got the 9-tooth driver, and it's got big lock nuts so they don't strip out, stuff like that. I've seen a lot of other stock bikes with little small lock nuts on their wheels, and it tends to mess up the dropouts, which these little plates on the back of the frame are called dropouts. Grinds into those, eats them up. It makes it hard to keep your wheels straight. But these ones got really big ones on here, so it makes it really nice. And then it's got the 14mm axles with the 17mm lock nut on it. So with that, it helps you put on pegs and keeps your actual axles from bending. Being so thick, it prevents it from bending. So when these guys are out riding, or you're out riding and you jump on a ledge or you feeble it or something like that, and say you bunny hopped incorrectly and you slam down on it, it's going to keep this axle from bending. So very cool that it has the 14mm axles on there and the 17mm axle nuts. The axle nuts being 17mm allows it to fit in almost any peg without having to modify it. So very, very cool that it's got both of those features just like the pro bikes. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Kink, the 2020 Kink Launch complete bike, my bad. Yeah, all the features on it. Got some good Kink grips on here. I think I forgot the names, the Paragon grips on here. But overall, if you're looking for a bike and you're trying to get into riding bikes and you're looking at the Kink Curb, it's an awesome bike to start on. But if you can afford the extra $30, you're gonna get a bunch of cool stuff on the bike. Upgraded, so you're gonna get the integrated headset, you're gonna get the gyro tabs mounted on here, you're gonna get the chromoly steer tube on the forks, you're gonna get the tall headset clamp, you're gonna get the upgraded Kink HRD stem, you're gonna get the mid-bottom bracket with sealed bearings instead of US ball bearings, and you're gonna get the upgraded Kink Seaver tires with Neuro on it, so that you can pretty much ride it anywhere. So very, very cool. For 30 extra bucks, you get all that stuff. So if you can afford to kick in 30 bucks more, I would say pick up this Kink Launch bike. But if you're looking for your kid or anything like that, if you could afford a little bit more, cop this bike. No, go over there. Come on. Go watch your cartoons. So that's Styles. He's trying to get his third cup of soda. So it's not gonna fly. Styles, can you go to the back, please? Let me finish this video. I'm almost done. Alright, so if you got a kid like me and you're trying to buy him a bike, then, you know what I mean, cop this bike. And if not, and let's say you're a kid just like him, or maybe a little bit older, and your parents aren't really trying to buy you a bike, you could always enter a contest. So as usual, if you like this video, you comment on this actual video, it'll enter you into winning one of our packages. Also, you got to turn on your notification bells. You got to share this video. And just in the comments, what we want you to do is just tell us something about this video, what you liked about this video, what you don't like about this video, and if you bought this bike or something like that. But if you buy this bike, we would greatly appreciate it if you bought it from stackbmx.com so we can continue these videos and keep this stuff rolling. But at 2,500 subscribers, we're going to give away a Stranger parts package filled with grips, pedals, tires, and seat. So we're really close. I think we're about 300 people away. So subscribe to our channel, share this video on your social media, and help us get to 2,500 people, and we'll give that parts package away. And then at 5,000 subscribers, we're going to give away a free bike, possibly this one here, or maybe a Kink curb. But yeah, help us get to 5,000 subscribers. Make sure you comment this video, and we'll enter you into contests. So even if you enter this one, when we have other contests after the 5,000 subscribers, we're gonna have more contests. So that automatically enters you into this contest and any future contest. So yeah, let's kind of wind it up. Last thing, if you're looking into getting a bike, I would say buy it from stackbmx.com. You can buy the Kink Launch or any other Kink models on there. Any of the bicycle parts that we sell on our website fit this bicycle. So if you're trying to make it easier for other people, go to our website, stackbmx.com. Support us. I'm Larry Alvarado. I'm the owner of the bike shop, and I will help you guys figure out which bikes to buy. But thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for helping us get to the next level. We appreciate you guys. Have a great day.